Hey everybody, welcome back to Doing It with Dave. Today we're talking about building a garden, and in these times of change and when we're looking to make something better for ourselves and life a little easier and more secure, one of the things that we wanted to do was build a garden in the backyard. I'll go through what my process is when we decide to build something, because I am always building stuff. If you look here, I have my Faithful book, and this is probably my 50th or 100th book. I've lost track, I've had so many, and I plan everything in the books. It's important because, number one, you want to make sure, hi Rio, thank you. I want to make sure that we plan the job, keep the costs down, and when I'm finished I can look back and say, wow, I did really good this way, or maybe I'd make a few changes. But basically it's all just easy put together. There's no concrete involved. It's a simple garden that anybody can build with a little bit of planning and a little bit of time. So let's head outside and take a look at what we've done. Okay, so this is a basic garden. It's not fancy, it's not something you're going to see done by a professional gardener on YouTube or on TV. This is what you can build at home in half a day. There's a little bit of planning. You need a few basic tools, a chop saw, you need a good level, you need your hammer, and you need a good screw gun, some quality screws, and again, some good planning. When we laid this out, we looked at a few important things, one of them being location, a good 4 or 5 hours of sun and a good 4 or 5 hours of shade from the trees. We looked at level, we looked at drainage, and this is a perfect spot back here. A lot of the things that you see are left over from other jobs. Some of the 2x4s, the patio stones, the cloth were all left over, and we're big Kijiji, Craigslist, marketplace type people. We love gathering up materials for cheap, doing a project, saving money, and making it look beautiful. You can do the same, and we'll have some pictures inserted as we go through this tutorial and show you how simple it is to lay this all out. All you really need is good planning, and it'll make a big difference when you go to do the job. So even simpler, we just took a corner of the house where we get beautiful sunshine for about 6 hours of the day and then some shade afterwards. We laid out the boards, put in a couple of stakes, and put some beautiful soil in. This is a great area for growing in here. It's simple, and again, we had some leftover wood from another job, and we just leveled everything off. Again, a good level, your screw gun, some screws, and a little bit of planning gives us a nice garden area as well to grow, safe, secure, and let's make a great tomato patch here. So in this area here, it's a beautiful living area for us. We took out of an area that was really run down. There was shrubs here, there was a slope with very rocky, poor drainage. We improved the drainage. We planned this little area here. We put the hot tub behind us on the old concrete pad and then built up this area. This raised bed here, it becomes a vegetable patch for us. We plant herbs in here. They're safe and secure up high. And again, it adds beauty when you plant the vegetables in here, and it makes it a part of a beautiful living space that we enjoy all summer long. And again, it gets 6-7 hours of sunlight and then gets a break after that so the plants can flourish. So again, for zone 5, because this is a little higher, we had to make the skirting a little hardier to protect it from frost. So you can see the nice skirting along here, but inside we've added some extra reinforcement to make sure that the frost doesn't bulge out the sides during the wintertime in the freeze-thaw cycles. There's only about 1.5 to 2 feet of dirt in here. Underneath, most of it is old rubble, and some of the rocks and everything. When we leveled all this space out, we put all in here for good drainage and to make sure that when the frost comes, this isn't full of water and it expands too much and bursts the side. So you need really good drainage underneath this, and the plants love it as well. Hi everybody, so I thought rather than making a lengthy video, I'm going to try this approach, and I'm going to show you stages of how we built the garden. Simple garden, lots of reclaimed materials, lots of time we spent planning, and then we'll just go through. So we took a low area here in the backyard and we leveled it off using some soil we had from one of the other gardens that we were moving some material around. And you can see here, we just kind of took the area, nice drainage. We had a garden along the fence there on the other side last year. It did well, lots of sunshine here, and it worked out perfectly. And again, you can see the backyard. There's a tree here. The sun rises in the east over here and comes across the backyard and catches lots of sun. Again, we used some leftover materials. You can see these are my friends here. The stakes that I always have laying around, I lay them out. I've got the string on them. They've kind of laid out the U-shaped we went to with the garden, and we started laying in the pieces. We had a small roll of the landscaping material left, and it worked out perfectly, just about enough to do the whole thing. And you can see here what we talked about earlier. This isn't a fancy garden where we dug the holes, we poured concrete, we set all the posts. I drove in the 2x4s. I cut them about 40 inches to the stake ends, and then I drove them in about 2/3 of the way because we were using a 5.5 inch wide boards. We wanted a little bit extra left that when we pound in the stake, it gets cut off afterwards for leveling. And again, I'm just laying things out. We decided to put the landscaping cloth underneath the stones to keep these weeds from coming through, and making sure, again, everything had good drainage all the way through. Just laying out the boards now after all the initial skirt cuts were made all the way around. Really simple and very quick. Everything's in place. You can see some of the stakes aren't perfectly straight, but they'll never be seen again. They'll be buried in the dirt. Really what I want that stake for is to hold the skirt from bowing in the wintertime from the frost, and to put the cap on top when I'm all done to give it that nice finished look and give it something, the cap to secure to, so we can put pots, kneel on it, or whatever else we're going to put on top. And the best part is, of course, we use a ProMix topsoil or a ProMix garden soil, and we just filling it up there. This particular garden we measured out, we did the calculation, we needed approximately 2 yards of the ProMix garden soil. Beautiful soil, a little bit of manure, a little bit of soil, a little bit of sand, and lots of peat moss in there to give it that good growing quality. You know, that's covers off just about everything that we did on this project, and it worked out perfectly. Well, we got it done. A simple project. We used a lot of materials around the property. We now have a beautiful garden for the rest of the season and many years to come. Our vegetables will be healthy and strong. We hope you enjoyed watching the video today. If you have any questions, please leave the comments below or shoot me an email. I'll be glad to get back to you. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed doing it with Dave.